It's always the same story, isn't it? You introduce a monster, a villain, or an alien race that's dripping with potential that could redefine the tone of a series for years, only for it to be warped, retconned, or worse, tossed aside entirely. The Weeping Angels were once cosmic horror distilled into the shape of a statue. Now they're quantum fairies with timey-wimey nonsense. The Zygons, originally a warlike shape-shifting race with eerie body horror and a killer monster under the lake. Now they're peace-loving immigrants with a morality clause welded to their spines because we killed off Broden. The Macra, a brilliant allegory for oppressive systems, reduced in gridlock to a blink-and-you-miss-it cameo. What even were they doing there? Why were they feral? Why were they in the depths? What happened to them afterward? The episode just waves goodbye and flies off. It's like someone sprinkled a reference in the script and then walked off mid-sentence. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today's subject, a villain who never really got a second chance in his proper form. A being of chaos, entropy, and raw imagination reduced to a punchline in a garish suit. So let's forget the anniversary special that borrowed the name but not the weight. Let's talk about the real Toymaker. The Toymaker wasn't just another villain of the week. He was ancient, older than Gallifreyan records, older perhaps than the Time Lords themselves, a being from the dark edges of the universe, possibly even a great old one, or worse, something that slipped through the cracks from a universe that was never meant to exist. He didn't conquer by force, he conquered by invitation. His domain, the Celestial Toyroom, was a trap disguised as a playground. A universe crafted in his image where sentient beings were lured into games they could never win. Once you played, you were part of the game forever, no exceptions. His very existence was a rejection of rational order, a cosmic trickster, a dreamweaver, an elemental force of play and chaos who turned free will into a roll of the dice. Even in expanded media, Endgame, the Nightmare Fair, the Magic Mousetrap, and relative dimensions, the Toymaker is treated with the eerie reverence of something unknowable, unpredictable, and impossible to truly defeat. Those stories understood him. The 60th anniversary, that was the name, but not the soul. The real Toymaker didn't giggle. He smiled slowly, like someone playing the long game and already winning. In the far reaches of time, long past the known numbering of the Doctor's regenerations, the universe lies in a state of conceptual rot. Civilizations no longer rise and fall. They glitch, fragment, and vanish. Memory is unreliable. Laws of reality falter. Something is rewriting the fabric of existence itself. An unnumbered Doctor, our worn, tattered, introspective, travels alone. He has long abandoned companions, not out of cruelty, but out of protection. The last one fell to something he couldn't even remember the name of, only the game it played. The TARDIS lurches violently from the vortex and crashes into a dimension not charted on any star map, a world half real, half remembered. The sky's a patchwork quilt of broken constellations. Buildings shift with your attention. Time here doesn't pass, it cycles. A voice calls to him from the architecture itself. Old friends, twisted echoes, voices he's failed. He's been summoned to the Toyroom. This isn't the same Toymaker he defeated long ago. This is the Toymaker Ascendant. Over millennia, trapped between universes, the Toymaker has become the game. He is now less a person and more a phenomenon. A concept so embedded into the logic of space-time that his very existence mutates reality. He's no longer interested in manipulating individuals. He's redesigning entire timelines for his amusement. The universe is his board, the Doctor his favorite piece. The Toyroom isn't a single place anymore. It's been seeded across time and space like fungal spores. Each time someone plays a game, makes a choice with consequence, questions their reality, a part of the Toyroom grows. And here in this Nexus world, the largest Toyroom has formed, built from civilizations the Doctor once saved, now warped beyond recognition into deadly parodies of morality plays and mind puzzles. The Doctor must endure a series of escalating games, each themed after broken versions of his own past. The Mind Maze, a shifting realm of wordplay and logic puzzles, each wrong answer erasing memories of allies and victories. The Doctor begins to forget what he's fighting for. The Game of Regret, a trial where he must walk corridors lined with echoes of former companions. They don't blame him, but the game makes it look like they do. Each one he acknowledges solidifies, gaining weight and slowing his movement. The Regeneration Gauntlet, a chamber where malformed shadows of his past selves attempt to trap him in cycles of indecision. Each refuses to believe he is the Doctor. But these aren't just traps. The Toymaker is testing him. Each game is feeding energy to a machine buried beneath the Toyroom, the Entropy Engine, a device that transforms narrative potential, choices, paradoxes, endings, into raw cosmic fuel. The Toymaker's goal? To rewrite the entire multiverse in his image. To become a god not by rule, but by rigging every possible outcome. Once every reality is a game, a cycle of rules, penalties, and rewards, he controls the table. But the Doctor, even this older, more cynical incarnation, knows how to cheat a cheater. He builds a final trap, not with technology, but with story. The Doctor creates an unwinnable paradox, a game that can't end, a rule that can't be broken, a story that contradicts itself. He inserts it into the Entropy Engine, forcing the Toymaker to become part of it. A recursive logic loop, a tale he can never stop playing. As the Toyroom begins to collapse in on itself, spinning into a kaleidoscope of unraveled threads, the Doctor pulls the survivors, people caught mid-game, half toy, half human, into the TARDIS. But he doesn't escape unscarred. When he checks the scanner, something terrible awaits. Dozens of Toyrooms are still active. The Toymaker, fragmented though he may be, still lingers. The game never ends, only resets. And now he's learned. This kind of story doesn't just bring the Toymaker back, it restores the menace, the mystery, and the mythos. It makes him a threat worthy of his origin, unknowable, godlike, and utterly terrifying. It acknowledges everything from the nightmare fair to endgame without having to compromise on tone or power. He's not just a villain, he's the chaos between the keys of the universe. And frankly, it makes you wonder, what if Endgame had been animated? Or adapted by Big Finish? Because that comic had the Toymaker nailed. Mysterious, malicious, mesmerizing. It's a shame he's so often forgotten, or worse, misrepresented. The anniversary special used the name, but lost the soul. But stories like this, they give him back his place in the pantheon of Doctor Who monsters who deserve better. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinions in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.